What's up, y'all? Welcome to your daily bread. Come in, take a seat, prepare to eat. I know I'm a little late. I'm feeling a little tired, but we're still going to get the job done, okay? I've been feeling a little weird today, and I am a little bit under the weather, but it's a different type of energy. But what I wasn't finna do was let that stop me from coming on here and bringing the message that's coming today. So, what I want you to do is feel free to pause your phone, do your own personal prayer, but you can put your hand over the phone, send your energy, do what feels right for you. Hopefully, y'all can hear me good. Sometimes I start off and it's a little calm and then it gets a little deep and then I get a little loud. So you might have to adjust your volume. But yeah, we're going through. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Thank you, Spirit. I'm gonna bless the cards and then we're gonna get started, okay? Today, hold on, y'all, because today I think it's a very important. Hopefully you can't hear the cards outside too much because um I have my door cracked, my balcony door cracked. But today I think it's very important that we share a moment and have an attitude of gratitude. Nobody's perfect. We're all imperfect beings, and we're all going through things. We all suffer through things. We all have made it through things, and let's not forget that when it comes to connecting with your fellow human beings and other people that you may not see that are suffering. I've been seeing a lot of stuff happening. And the one thing I'm sure you guys know what's going on right now, with the ice cube minus the cube, you feel me? But um all I can feel is a little bit unsettled about it because as I put myself in their position, regardless of how they got here or whatever, when you have these straightforward people that are coming here and trying to live a life, like I can't imagine that no matter what you do and you try to do it as right as you can, to not be able to sleep at night because at any moment somebody could come and take you or your child up out of the place that you've been creating, or that space. I don't know, the energy has been very heavy. So I'm in a space of gratitude, and let's not forget where we come from. There's many things that um I could complain about today, multiple things, but that's what we're not going to do today. So we're going to keep it moving, right? We're blessed. So I'm going to bless the cards. We're going to get going and we're going to see what comes out. And we're going to get to the tarot today. I'm going to try to not talk as much as I usually talk. No, I'm not. I'm going to talk. Anyways, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I call to the angels of the earth. Please look into the Spirit and bring clear messages. Only bring the messages of highest good and intent. I call to the angels of the earth. Please look into the Spirit and bring clear messages. Only bring the messages of highest good and intent. Thank you guys for joining me today. I call to the angels of the earth. Please look into the Spirit and bring clear messages. Only bring the messages of highest good and intent. From my will to thy will, I move out of the way. Ooh, it's been some heavy energy. So what I'm gonna have to do, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start writing it down so I can hold on to so I can address some of the energies individually. But it's definitely been a lot. And so to sum it up, it's just like be grateful. Look down. If you got both of your legs, thank God for that. Thank the universe. Appreciate what you do have instead of what you don't have. Okay. I know this world, even earlier today, somebody told me, and we'll get started with tarot today because we ain't gonna miss it this time. But somebody told me how frustrated they were with living here, and I'm like, I know, because life be life, and some people are being held back by the smallest I just heard disability. Thank you. Some things are, and even though it's small or it seems small to other people, it's huge because it's something that holds you back. What I'm seeing now is the crutch. Um, and the thing about the crutch, and I hope that didn't interrupt my video because some calls are popping up. But the thing about the crutch is when you see someone who is using a crutch or a wheelchair, most times it's excuse me, y'all, most times it's temporarily, right? You see somebody using a crutch, they've injured themselves, and it's like the thing that helps them get along, that helps them walk, that helps them get from point A to point B until they no longer need it. If you're a person that uses a crutch right now, and I'm not just talking about a physical crutch, you can still heal. There's still, you know what I mean? There's still healing to be done, right? It's not over. It's not over. And maybe it's not the way that you think it is. Maybe it's not the way that you imagine it to be, but there's still a lot of life to live. And I know that when we get so caught up in how bad life feels and how terrible things feel, it puts us in a space where we forget to be grateful. We forget that it could be worse. We forget that we could be suffering, right? Thank you, Spirit. They dropped a lot of cards. Okay. Yeah, we forget that we could be suffering even more. So let's just make today about gratefulness. Grateful, 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 grateful. Find something to say thank you for. Find something to be grateful for because you're still here, and that means it's still a chance for things to change. That's the one thing that's constant. I'd be shocked if things don't change, right? Okay. Okay, so right away, first of all, we have somebody who is losing sleep. Like, I still feel like that same energy when I said somebody's sick. It may not be a physical sickness. It may be a sickness that nobody can see, right? I mean that can be physical too. It's a physical ailment, right? But somebody's losing sleep over this, over something, right? And having the strength card in reverse is, to me, is saying that you're not being as strong as you could be. The fight that you're putting up is more so in, it could be like a negative way, an aggressive way, like maybe you're angry, maybe you're missing the point, maybe you're angry at what's going on with you. I just hear that saying that what happened to me wasn't my fault, but healing is my responsibility, right? So there's something you can do within yourself, within your energy, within your spirit that can set you straight and set you on a better path, a more comfortable path, a more healed path. And this could be something that you might feel like it's impossible. Like maybe you lost someone and you can't get them back, so you don't see a way out, you don't see a life after this. Maybe you lost a limb that you can't get back. Sometimes the limb that you lose is mentally, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you using something else as a crutch, and maybe you're tired of using that as a crutch as well. But Spirit is saying, yeah, you're strong, but you're not using your strength to the best of your ability. You're lacking sleep, you're lacking rest. Sometimes you can get sleep and still be tired. You sick and tired. You're not just sick, you tired. You sick and tired, right? Sick and tired of something, right? You're not having any new ideas. Like I just feel like you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're not going through. Thank you, Spirit. See, okay. So what happens is sometimes we go through stuff. And when we go through stuff, it's mad uncomfortable. It does not feel good. Half the time we're suffering through stuff, but we're going through. You cannot avoid it. You cannot say, "Oh, I rebuke it." I mean, you can, but what is, right? So if you want to be naive and be angry, you can, because we all have choice, but you're also in a space of seeking what's next and seeking what can be done. And you think the help is on the outside, and the help is actually within you. The power is within you. The power is within you. You just can't see it. No way out. The manipulation that's being used right now could be used for something totally better, something so deep and spiritual. And this right here I feel emotional, but this right here, you tired. This is tired. This is so funny right here. I love this. When I see birds, birds are very spiritual, right? Sometimes we see blackbirds, we get afraid and things like that. But this is her. She's going through stuff. She's having nightmares. She's dreaming. You know, maybe it could be something in spirit that she's asking for or whatever that has her uncomfortable. But this right here is also coming in from the storm, right? This is wanting to move into calm waters. These are the only two. These are the upright cards, right? And then you have the Three of Swords, which spirit is saying you need to get some rest. You know, spirit is tired of you suffering too, but you got to let them look. Okay, so she's ready to go come to calm waters, right? The birds are pulling her in. The birds are pulling her in. And what spirit wants you to realize is that you have all the power within you to make this happen, but you're using it in the wrong way. Your strength, I don't know what it is you're doing, but you know, and it's between you and spirit, your strength, you're using it in the wrong way. I don't know. And I don't know if you holding something from somebody as a last ditch of like power or something like that, but you got to stop because it's making you tired too. It's not making no progress. Y'all not going through. You just at a standstill, and some things have to happen, right? It's like getting pregnant. The baby got to go somewhere. Either it ain't gonna make it, you still gotta pass it through your body. If it's healthy and strong, you gotta pass it through your body. If you decide to terminate, you still gotta pass it through your body. So it's some things that you could pretend and be like, no, it's not. I'm not this. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm not going through that. I'm not. And the reality is, it gotta pass, baby. It got to pass. Coming out as a challenge is the seven of swords. So you might be using your words a little slick. You might be being a little bit manipulative. Let's just be real. And like I said, who's perfect? But it's good that we get to put the mirror here. And I thought I knew I saw another challenge card. Sorry, but yeah. So I just feel like you're in a space of, damn, I'm tired of doing what I'm doing. It ain't working, right? Thank you, Spirit. Love me, love me, love me, love me. Right? You want the love. You want the love regardless of the situation, and you will get that. Spirit loves you regardless. You could be a lying ass some a bitch, and spirit still gonna love you. Are you gonna have consequences? Absolutely, because I mean, we love our kids, and we still punish them, and we give them consequences for their actions, right? Sometimes life do it for you. You don't even gotta step in, right? So the universe is letting you know they see you. You can hide, you can sneak, you can be deceitful, but you ain't fooling nobody. You can't fool nobody. Let's be real. You want a victory, but it's coming out as a challenge because if you can't get it the right way, it ain't worth having. I don't know what the victory is that you waiting for, the public recognition that you looking for. Thank you, Spirit. But I don't know what it is, and you fighting for it. You fighting for it, but you just moving in the wrong way. So look, I always say, always choose love. Always listen with your heart. Now we're not perfect, so sometimes we're gonna make mistakes. It's okay, and it's okay to own up to your shit. This is between you and God. Ain't nobody got to even know you watching this video right now, right? Only person can make change, and even if you change and when you change, and they still treat you like who you used to be, that ain't. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about, oh, I tried to be right that one time and then they ain't believe me, so F them. And, don't do that. Don't do that because spirit is counting on you. Spirit is rooting for you. Spirit wants to see you without your crutch. And I don't know if your crutch is like lying or like maybe it's little white lies here and there, but spirit wants to see you as your total self, pure, and when you stepping on truth and light and righteousness, can't nobody bring you down. Not that they won't try, but can't nobody bring you down. Couple of cards came out like conditioning in the reverse. You being something you not, bro. Cut it out. Cut it out. And it's okay. I tell people all the time, Like the thing that gets you in trouble most times becomes your superpower. It's like your not your kryptonite, it's your superpower, right? And before you learn to work your superpower, like if you think of Matilda or something, like when she first started using her little magic, she was trying hard but it wasn't perfect, and then it got to the point where it was this easy. Like it's not going to be easy right away, but as you practice, as you hone in on those skills, as you continue to work towards what you want, and you're better, but you got to do it purely, right? You can't manipulate to get it, because even when you make a temporary gain, the universe keeps balance. So you're gonna pay for it in another way, and you're gonna be confused, like, dang, why I get a flat tire every Wednesday? You get what I'm saying? It's gonna be the weirdest stuff, but you're going to pay. So it makes sense to break even, because the universe is going to spank you. It's the parent that loves you, right? It's going to give you consequences for your actions. Okay, you pay for that, you accept that, and then we move forward, right? Now we get out the red and we moving into the black. I'm not good on money things, but I think I said that right. Okay, so we got conditioning, upside down, the fool. You got to take a leap of faith, and this is your new direction, right? And you haven't done it yet, and you're questioning it. That's why it's sitting there in reverse. So you either gonna be the fool that takes the chance and is naive and about to start this journey, or you're gonna be the fool in reverse that's not taking a chance and refusing to start the journey, but you're still going through it. You're still the fool either way, right? You'll be the fool that fell in love and got messed over, but not the fool that decides to move on. You get what I'm saying? Like you got to take what you got and you got to keep going, and you got to be grateful. Have your gratefulness, because it could be worse. The outsider in reverse. I don't know if that spirit saying like you just, yeah, it's more easier for you to fit in. It's more easier for you to, to laugh it off, to postpone. Like, I don't know if you feel like when you start changing, it's going to change people, or obviously that's how it goes, right? Because when you elevate, everything around you going to change. So you don't got to worry about them. Don't worry about them. Don't you get what I'm saying? Like you're not living to your highest potential. You really sitting there waiting. What you waiting on? You got to go paint the world red or whatever, Excuse me. You got to do it. She don't look happy. But the rest of the world is out there. All she got to do is go. All you got to do is get ready. Get ready and do it. And I think you're just looking for new ideas and new outlets. And I think things have been all over the place, especially inside of your mind. There has been a storm inside of your mind, and you want to calm the storm. You want to calm the storm. And Spirit is saying, just take it slow. Just take it slow and go with the flow. It might be something that you're jumping back and forth into. I don't know why it's so weird, like to get this this uncomfortable, weird feeling of like jumping back and forth. Maybe you're being unsure, right? There's a song, Mulan, right? Mulan has that song where she's looking in the mirror and she's saying how she's not being who she could be. Like when she bees who she truly is, it disappoints her family. And what is the name of that Mulan song? I'm gonna figure it out and give it to you in the comments. But yeah, so listen to that song. And it's like at the end of the day, if you're doing this strictly for somebody else and you're still not happy, you're not winning, right? You're not winning. So you have to be first of all, the greatest thing you could do is become the best version of your truest self. Right? If you're not going to admit that you mess up or that you do this or you do that, you're not going to change that, because you're not going to see that as a problem. You're not going to see that as an issue. Thank you, Spirit. It got to be give and take. Spirit is saying you want something, but I want to give it to you. But it got to be give and take. You can't just stay the same and be like, okay, where's my blessings now? Rob the bank now. Let me put it in my bank account. You can't. It don't work like that. Ten of Swords in reverse. Look, at the end of the day got to come to an end. You can make the choice to stay the same. That's always there. We always have options. But I feel like if you're here and this energy is for you or somebody you know, like if you're here, it's for a fucking reason. It's for a reason. And you don't want to continue on this path because this path is uncomfortable. It's what you know, it's what you're used to, and it might be what you're good at, but it's uncomfortable. So you might be floating on what they call it, riding the fence or something like that. Thank you, Spirit. Now you're in a space where it's like, okay, this is why I tell you, listen with your heart. Listen with your heart. People might do you wrong and all of that. Life is going to happen, but your heart is not steering you wrong. You have to trust it. Does that mean everything gonna automatically work out perfectly? Absolutely not. But it's still your direction. You get what I'm saying? It's still gonna lead you in the right space. Ain't nobody said be stupid or be in a space that hurts you. Don't hate your heart for it being what it is, for it loving people and connecting with people and being willing to be stupid for people. Don't hate your heart for that. Your heart got you where you at. Your heart still beats. It's the reason you're alive. If your heart gives up on you, then you gotta head out. You get what I'm saying? Like, appreciate it. This is the gratitude. So if you're going through heartbreak and you feeling some type of pain, you hurting over something, and I don't know what it is. You hurting over something. Be grateful because you still feel it. That means you still here, which means it's still time, and things can change. If not your situation, then your way of thinking about it. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes the war is always is here. Why you think some people can have everything and still not be happy? They can have all this stuff in the world and still not be happy. You got to be free here, and you can only be free here when you admit who you are. And I heard aloud. I don't know why it's allowed. Maybe you need to tell somebody something that you did. But only if you admit who you are can you accept that and then start to change that, or shape that, or whatever the case is. It's all about choice. Thank you. There's another two of Pentacles. And yeah, you can take things into consideration, but first and foremost, take your heart into consideration, because I've been seeing people clock up out of here. I've been seeing people leave work early. You get what I'm saying? And having a good heart don't be seeming to be enough, but it really, in reality, it be because they got a good heart that they, put everybody and everything before them. Now, I'm not saying be deaf, dumb, and stupid. You get what I'm saying? But follow your heart. And that's by you could stand in the mirror, you could ask yourself, what is it that I really want? What is it that I really need? You get what I'm saying? What is it that is really causing me pain? How can I change that? How can I fix that? How can I remove this? And when you start asking the questions, the answer's gonna come. You can get a little diary and write as the answers start to come to you. But you got to be willing to put the work in. You got to be willing to right all of those wrongs, right? Because you suffering, you might not be looking like it. You may not look like what you go through. My dog coming in. Come on, poo-poo. You may not look like what you go through or what you've been through, but it's happening. And this can bring upon, this could be what makes you sick. It could bring upon physical ailments, right? I feel like this the dream, right? This the dream. You want the spirits, the universe to just drop down everything that you need. And then you got the King of Wands in reverse. When you're supposed to be in control of those emotions, that passion. You get what I'm saying? The things that really matter for you. You might be using it. And excuse me, but if you're in a position of power and you're using it in a negative way, you got to stop. You have to stop. And I know it can blur the lines. The lines can be blurred, but you have to ask for why did I hear forgiveness? If you've heard somebody ask them for forgiveness, but you have to ask for guidance. Trust me, we all have negative thoughts. We all have intrusive thoughts. It's up to you to choose against those things. Because it's so many of these cards, there's manipulation, you know, there's like this planning, but also not really making a choice. Like I feel like you teeter in the lines for some reason. And if somebody else is having you do something for money or whatever, and you know it's morally wrong or it's going against what you believe in, then stand on that. Because it's going to be a small victory. Ain't no amount of money supposed to make you sacrifice who you truly are at your core. That how you suffering at nighttime. You could buy a Benz and you're going to be depressed in it. Then you have the Lover's card. That's why I don't know. It's so weird. I said this feels like the dream. This is the dream, right? You want love. You want true love. You want that soulmate love, that soulmate energy. You want to put your sword down. Here's my King of Sword. Now, usually this is a balanced man who know exactly what to say and when to say it, and will cut you off if necessary. So having this in reverse, I don't know. I don't know. You tell me what's that energy, and then sitting here and reminiscing on the past. Reminiscing on the past, and you want to put that sword down because this you okay, spirit, you, it's gonna be hard for you to get this right if you want to keep staying in the reversal energies. If you got two kings on the board, that's in reverse. That's a king gone bad if you ask me. I don't want a king that bad. Hey baby, listen, I know we love our kings. Listen, king, I love you, but if it's a king gone bad, I don't want it. If you I'm lined up over here. I need my king to be moving in the same direction. You feel me? Your strength card. You got the strength card. It's in reverse. That don't mean you ain't strong. That just mean you ain't using it for the right reasons. Right? And if it's fame and fortune that you're looking for, like wouldn't you want to elevate as your purest self? Wouldn't you want people to love you for absolutely who you are? Don't go in. I just heard boot game. Don't do no goofy shit. You get what I'm saying? Just to get this temporary attention when spirit is watching. And that's the foundation that you really need to stand on. That's the one that's going to support you. That's the one that's going to hold you down. That's the one that's going to make sure your mind is right, that your ideas are pure. You going to lose track of what's really your thoughts, right? What's really good for you if thank you, spirit. So I'm just seeing the wolves, right? They always say like there's a white wolf and a black wolf, or a good wolf and a bad wolf, and they always fighting. They inside of you. They always fighting, and the one that you feed the most is the one that wins. Excuse me. So every time you tell a lie, maybe it's feeding the black wolf. Every time you be manipulative, it's feeding the black wolf, right? And then you go over here and you want to feed the white wolf, but you don't really know how, because all you know how to do is feed the black wolf. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Because you want rest. You deserve rest. You deserve rest, not nightmares and heartbreak, right? You're a human too. You deserve love too. And you probably trying to get it in the wrong way because that's how you're moving. And maybe other people don't see it. And maybe when you start getting close to them, they probably be looking like this is a little different. You're not who I thought you was, right? So be who you truly are. So then people not confused about who you are at the end of the day. What's for you is on the way. You got to be set free though. You get what I'm saying? It's so many things that the universe will bless you with, that God will bless you with. But if it's a person, it's a man who got a house with a hole in the wall, and a hole in the ceiling. That's so angry every time it rains. You know, that's not grateful. That's just like, where's the rest? You feel me? You gotta understand that it's a person outside in a tent in the rain with no house in the rain that would love to put a bucket there and pull it out every time it fills up. Right? Gratefulness, gratitude, thankfulness. Okay, things happen, and maybe you angry because something happened to you, but that's the energy you put out, right? The universe brings balance. The universe brings balance. And sometimes people hurt us and it's not even our fault, right? But we've had our days of doing the same thing, of hurting other people. Any final messages, Spirit? I don't know. I feel sad. I feel emotional. I feel confused. It's so weird. But I look good. I look good. So it could be one of those situations, one of those moments like, to the world, you look good. To the world, all is well. Excuse me, y'all. To the world, all is well. But underneath, you might be going through something that's not so pretty. Okay, I just heard something. I need to get these over here. Sorry, y'all. And then we're gonna finish it off. And you know what? Make sure you guys are giving yourself grace too, right? Because we all gonna beat ourselves up. Sometimes the foot on our neck be our own, right? But make sure you give yourself grace, because the energy I felt earlier today was like, I watched so much of my life change, and I spent a great deal of time kicking and screaming. Oh, kicking, screaming, crying. If you, I'm sure at some point y'all will see some of the videos, but kicking, screaming, crying, and God kept me that whole time. And I look back like, dang, I didn't know how to do all that, you know? But I handled it as I could, the best way I could at the time. And let me hurry up before my space run out. But yes, so give yourself grace, because there's things that I brought to life, ideas that I've had from years ago that I didn't bring to life for years later. You know, there's healing that was had, and there was suffering through the healing, right? That took me years, and I wanted it to happen overnight. So I just want you guys to know, like, to give yourself grace. Keep going. You're going to fall. It's going to hurt. You're going to get back up, and then we're going to try again. Plain blank, period. We're not going to stay the same. It's easy to stay the same, right? That requires little to no effort. But when you keep pushing and you keep trying to elevate and become your highest self, there's always learning to do. There's always growing to do. You can start somewhere. You can start small. We're going to cover some things on this channel over time. Just y'all be patient with me, because I'm still listening to the universe, and I'm still I'm gonna follow through on my part. So, and I just want y'all to be free enough to follow through on y'all's and y'all commitment to the universe. Thank you, Spirit. This says fall in love when you're ready, not when you're lonely. Also, don't take less than what you deserve, right? Don't do that, because you ain't got nobody, so you just want somebody. And and sometimes healing requires, like, elevation requires separation. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you gonna be crying to people. You gonna want them to y'all, you ain't even helping me. You ain't even, I'm sorry, Benji. You ain't even, doing this, doing that. And the reality is, they don't have to. This walk is finna be with you in spirit. But you gotta first start being honest, because you're not gonna be able to hear the honest come back to you. You're not gonna be able to hear the truth come back to you if all you doing is lying. You cannot plant a shit seed and expect apples to grow from it. So understand that. Affirmation of the day. It says, I am worthy of love, and I choose to love myself. Don't be begging nobody to love you. You do deserve love, and you will get it, and you do have it. The universe already loves you, right? I love you. You have to know, you have to understand love, and love is deeper than what we think. This love shit ain't that, it's not shallow like people think. And it's not really conditional either, even though we be, we'll try to say we love somebody no matter what, and we can, but it's still work to be done. And that's why the greatest love you can give is to yourself. Only when you know thyself, when you learn thyself, will you be strong enough and able and capable of truly loving somebody else. When you go through some stuff and you suffer through some stuff, then you can understand how difficult it might be for other people to go through that and to come up out of that. And you might be a little bit more open about it. And certain things like that. Only when you truly find love for yourself can you love the universe, can you love God. How you gonna love God? You don't even know that nigga. Respectfully, how you gonna love him and you don't even love yourself? Like, you're in the flesh, you look at you every day, you wipe your own butt every day, you literally, you get what I'm saying, you stuck with you every day. That's where your love got to start. And you got to be honest with yourself, you got to be pure with yourself, because then that's when the answer is going to come. Okay, I love y'all. Peace.